The other, this goofy thing.
The goofy thing we're talking about.
Somebody brought it in and someone else. You can use it if you want.
Well, then I'll be taller than Joe and he'll be mad.
I'll be mad, and then what'll happen? I gave you my chair. That's the kind of guy I am. Go ahead, take your home chair now. Can you put up the senior cashing center in the back for us? Just leave it on for the rest of the night. Fire up the Indians.
I'll put the woman's picture on it from Inklink. Oh,
What picture?
the woman from Inklink.
Oh, her? We've done that before.
Doesn't like that too much, is she?
No.
Okay, Bran. Whenever you want to do the count. Oh, it's 1 more minute.
We're actually ready to go, actually. First time. I like being on time. It's awesome. I love being on time. I like having things straight.
You know what the chief of police says? If you're not on time, you're late.
Alright, ready?
He says that?
Oh.
Oh, God, you're all funny as hell tonight.
I'm just...
Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Winter. White.
Whoa!
Pale.
Do we have new cameras?
Holy macaroni.
Bran, are these new cameras?
Must be a new
Huh?
TV.
Whoa, they look all nice and, whoa, bright.
I actually am not supposed to be in light this bright. I just realized that's why I'm having a hard time seeing. I'd had eye surgery on my right eye. I had a cataract removed, and wow, everything is really bright. They gave me these Roy Orbison glasses, and I forgot about how bright this studio is. So if I have a little hard time looking at the camera or looking down at the TV, it's because I really cannot see anything. Shoot. Anyway, welcome everybody to another edition of the Will and Joe Show. We're glad you could join us. I don't know where to begin. Do we start with today's news and go backwards, or do we start with backwards news and go forward? I'm not sure how we do this.
Well,
everything's
why don't
coming
you
so
do
fast
both?
and furious.
Why don't you do both?
I mean, what's the hottest topic that we could be talking about?
You can talk about what happened today, okay? And then we'll go back a couple days, and we can talk a little bit about what we know without giving too much detail.
Well, I don't. Nothing really major today that we. I mean, if you want to bring that part up, I don't.
Well,
I'm not really sure where I want to go.
We got a phone call immediately. It
Yeah.
must be my mother saying, "I'm glad you guys started on time this week."
She's glad that you made it home from Florida, with all the airlines.
I know.
Apart.
I want to talk about that because it was really
Crazy.
interesting. We're going to wait for this call to come in, but I've noticed a change. I'm going to talk to Lisa first. Oh, this is first early call in the morning. Good evening. Good evening, Lisa. Welcome to the Will and Joe Show. You are the first caller on The Price is Right.
Yes, I guess the price is right. I am the mother of the profile picture of the man you have on fire.
Okay.
Well, why would you even?
Joe?
Bring it up? Why would you bring it up? Nobody showed his face.
Because you,
I just want to make sure.
a compassionate attorney that represents people with OUIs and DWIs. You're a criminal defense attorney. It says right on your website that you're compassionate. How compassionate is that profile picture of my son on fire?
Well, how would anybody know that was your son? Tell me how.
I did.
No.
And many people did.
Nobody did. Only
Many people did. I got many messages.
Put it up.
Lisa.
Put up the picture.
Lisa.
Let's see. Let the audience see it.
Lisa, what is? I'd like to understand this because
You got to see it.
I've seen the picture.
Okay.
I need to understand why is it.
All right, I want your audience to understand that my son was born in Lawrence, Massachusetts. We moved to New Hampshire when he was 5 years old. 8 months after we moved to New Hampshire, my husband was murdered.
I'm so very sorry.
My son experienced that trauma at 6 years old and didn't know how to process it. My son was also lead poisoned at 15 months old. Okay? I have tried everything in Massachusetts and New Hampshire. He has been sectioned 3 times in Massachusetts. The last time for an astounding number of 225 days, which is absolutely unheard of at Bridgewater State Prison Detox.
Okay.
And I had to lie and say that he was a Massachusetts resident to get him committed. Because in Massachusetts, it's enough to be mentally ill and be using substances to be committed involuntarily. This summer, I tried 3 times to get a prayer of complaint, but in New Hampshire, prayers of complaint are for psych only, and everybody knows that mental health, substance use disorder goes hand in hand.
Okay.
Everything.
I was denied the sections because the prayers of complaint. So, furthermore, my son has had a warrant out for him since November 3rd. I have an email from the Hillsborough County Attorney. I have eyes everywhere in Manchester. I have been messaged more than 40 times, and I have called the Manchester Police Department. It's all in my call logs. Every time somebody told me where he was and what he was wearing, I called the Manchester Police Department, and they lied to me and told me that there was no warrant for his arrest. I spoke to Chief Alderman yesterday, and he refused to look at my call logs to listen to the dispatch recordings of his dispatchers lying to me. That was a New England-wide warrant. My son was arrested because I called Joyce Craig and made her call Chief Aldenberg yesterday, on Monday. That's why my son was arrested.
Well, if you wanted somebody to find him, you should have sent the picture to me. I would have put it all over the place, and they would have found him for
Hey,
you.
Lisa.
I wouldn't send anything to you, Joe.
Lisa,
Well,
you have a
just
very
offering
very
services.
compelling story, and I'm sorry for that. And you have obviously a mother that.
I also raised 2 United States Marine combat veterans and a Youth of the Year in my town.
Ma'am,
You have ruined my family
No, I have not.
with that profile picture. You have put us through more. We have already been dealt a lousy hand in life.
Why was he living in a tent?
Where is your compassion? Where is your compassion?
Lisa, this is the compassion. First off, you obviously are a great mother. Congratulations to your 2 children that are Marines or in the service. And it's very difficult what happened to you and your son. But just some of the things you're talking about here, I'm glad you called in. The so-and-so not listening to you, logs being, they don't want to look at your logs, people being lied to for dispatch, all the things you've tried to do, all the problems that we have in the state about getting someone who has mental issues or chemical imbalances and things that need a room, other than being in detox for 225 days in Massachusetts. All those things are valid. I think our issue is you're not helping people by sitting down there in tents, allowing them, that they're not doing some of the things they should be doing. Now I think they are because of this crisis, but
I didn't allow my son to live there. My son went to treatment, and because of Granite Recovery Centers, all their sober homes are in Manchester. He was a resident of Manchester, and he relapsed. I didn't dump him there.
Lisa, we don't hate the homeless. Okay, we understand that.
I believe you do, Joe. I believe you do. Your profile that you blocked me from years ago over substance abuse disorder.
This is nice of you to have a nice conversation on the phone, but the phone call when you called me yesterday or the day before.
No, it wasn't very nice. I told you exactly what I wanted you to hear. And now I'm maintaining a professional decorum.
Good job.
Lisa,
Yes, I am. I will not deny that yesterday I was not nice to you. And I don't want to be nice to you tonight, but I'm doing my best.
Lisa, thank you for the call. We are not, I can't speak for Joe or anybody. Listen, we don't hate the homeless. You can't have 200 people disturb the entire city. They need help. They need things. They need people in positions of power whether it be the mayor, the chief of police, and all these people and all these organizations to act on these things to take care of some of these people that need it. Not everyone needs it, not everybody wants it, but apparently your son needs it and will probably want it. You've been a great mom, and I'm really sorry you had these things happen to you. We don't hate the homeless, but we can't let them ruin the city and let other people
Joe,
act.
I appreciate your comments. Joe, I challenge you to show your compassion and change your profile picture.
Did you call Channel 9 to tell them to take the video down?
Yes, I did,
What did they say?
and it's no longer there.
They took it down because it moved out of the news. How many? Where did they play that? By the way, did they play it across the state?
My son's nationwide news.
It's not. Don't say it's thanks to me. I didn't. That was a mistake. I don't think Channel 9 ever expected a guy to jump out.
Joe, I challenge you to show the compassion you claim you have for the homeless and remove my son's profile picture.
All right.
Your profile picture of my son. I challenge you in front of all your viewers. I am ashamed that you are a Republican like me.
Oh, you're a Republican. I like that.
Lisa, Joe just said he would do that. I really thank you for your call. It's probably one of the better calls we've had in a long time with some real heart.
I will take the
Thank
picture
you
down.
for not yelling at
But
us.
tell your daughter to stop sending her nasty Marines after me and calling me all kinds of names and stuff. All right, I don't appreciate when somebody bullies me. It doesn't.
How about you support our military instead of blocking them when they send you messages
They don't send
out
nice
of respect?
messages, and you know
Okay,
it.
all right.
I'll read them on air.
Oh, actually, I have screenshots of them, Joe. I challenge you to show your compassion
I said I'll
and
take
take
it
down
down.
that
Calm
picture.
down.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
You have a wonderful new year.
I will.
Thank
you
you.
too. Sorry about your son. Sorry that he was on fire.
But you know what? That's it. I'm glad you called
Yeah,
for a
me
couple
too.
reasons.
Well, this is a
Because
better call than the one she called me.
you got
the
to hear
other
a
day.
story. And I have a cousin who was a heroin addict for 10 years. I know how she ruined her relationship with the family, stole money, took money out of people's forged names for taking money out of 401ks and everything. I have one of my cousin's children spent 4 years in jail for robbing homes to feed his heroin addiction. So I don't come on this show not having any situation now, not my immediate family, not my children. So it's not like we're coming at this because we don't know. We don't have family members involved. I had a friend who died of an overdose 2 years ago. Been there. So some of these people need help, but some of them don't.
Some of them, yeah. So they need to ask for help and they need to want it. Otherwise, they aren't going to get it. So let me explain this. So, first of all, I've been in contact with all those people over on Manchester Street, all the business owners, etc. And I said to one of the owners of the property down there, it's just a matter of time before somebody starts a fire inside the tents. Either a propane tank's going to go off, a candle's going to fall, somebody's going to pass out, a lit candle's going to fall over, and they're going to burn the place down. That's exactly what I said last week. Lo and behold, I get sent a video in the middle of the early morning. Actually, it was after 12 because Channel 9 was doing a live feed. They were down there because that whole area on Tuesday was given an eviction notice. So the eviction notice was served. Channel 9 was down there to see what was going on, how it was going to affect everybody. And all of a sudden, a guy comes out of a tent. He's on fire, and I have to tell you,
Looked like it was his hair.
No, it was the back of a shirt. So he comes out, and all you can say is good for him for getting out of the tent and not staying inside the tent, because obviously he was smart enough to realize if the tent's caught on fire, everybody's going to be in trouble. So he jumps out of the tent, and you can see the look in his face when he looks up and he sees there's a camera, Channel 9, and a reporter standing there. And he puts it out, and then the video shows that the chief or one of the police department guys are stepping all over it. Now, I showed the picture, not of his face. I just showed the picture of him with his bent over head. And the reason why it was on my profile picture was because when I put it in on my regular posts, for some reason it wasn't going through properly. It wasn't connecting, and people weren't actually commenting on it. But I wanted people to see how dangerous these tents are on these streets and how dangerous it is for these people to be living in these tents and be living in these tents so close to each other And as you probably know, or most of the people who watch the show know, that we've lost 2 people to propane explosions inside their tents. And one of the camps was actually taken down within 18 hours because of a massive fire. There was another massive fire under the bridge a couple of weeks ago that shut down 293 over by the Walmart. So fire has been a big issue. This is something that I don't know who the young man is. It wasn't anything personal. I don't know who he is, and I honestly didn't think 2/3 of it. I just said, I do know this is on the news. It was on Channel 9, and it just seems that because Joe Levasseur is who he is, obviously she said I blocked her a couple years ago because she went crazy on me, and I had to block her. And I don't keep taking one, I'll take a few hits here and there, but if you keep going, you keep going, you keep going, there's no reason for me to sit back and forth and just argue with people all day. I give you your piece. They come at me at 10 o'clock at night, 1 in the morning, 8:30 in the afternoon, whatever. They just come at me on these messengers, then they call me every name in the book, stuff I can't say on TV or show the people of the city.
Well, you
of
sent me
Manchester.
one of them. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. So, and then this lady called me. I couldn't get a word in edgewise. She called me every name in the book, and I said, "Well, I don't know why you're upset. There's no one knows who your son is, and they don't know it's your face." Her daughter's in the Marines. She was very polite with her request, and I was basically like, "Well, why are you guys allowing him to stay on the street? Why are you having him in the tent?" And the mother said he can't come back home. So I don't know what the reason is for that, but I do know that he has a booking photo right now because he was arrested because he had a warrant out for his arrest. The chief did not put it out in his they send out a couple of arrests a day. He didn't send it out because he didn't want it posted. I guess because the mom called, which was she was being very proactive. She didn't want her son's face out on TV. I didn't put his face up. People here have seen the picture. People on Facebook have seen the picture. Nobody knows who he is unless you saw it on Channel 9. But I didn't feel... another thing people should understand is I've been doing this for 23 years. What do we do on this show? We show what's going on in the city of Manchester. What's my Facebook page for? It's not... I don't put up baking recipes on my page. I don't talk about knitting and yarning and my cat and my family. Very rarely I'll put a picture up of my kids and my family, once every 6 months, maybe a year. That's a political blog. It's a political page. It's meant for Manchester. It's meant to show people what the hell's going on. Because if most people don't go down in this area, they have no idea what the hell's going on down there and what we're going through as a city. So, no, I wasn't going to take it down. But because she called and she was extremely nice and polite, I will take the picture down out of deference for her and her daughter. But you should see the threats that I got. And the worst thing you can do is threaten me, because when you threaten me, it just puts up the porcupine needles. I'm not one who appreciates being threatened by people.
We're going to take a call.
Especially for not doing anything wrong.
We're going to take a call from
You may not have liked it, but there was nothing wrong with it.
I understand her angst and what she's tried to do, and, haven't walked a day in her shoes, so I don't know. Natasha, wonderful name. I got a cousin named Natasha. Welcome to the show.
Hi, sir. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're on the air live. Go ahead.
Okay, yes. I'm the sister of the gentleman, the man that set himself on.
We already went over it.
Go ahead, Natasha.
I am a combat veteran, and Mr. Levasseur is disseminating false information regarding my family.
Bye. We're not going to listen to it all night long. We talked about it. We talked about your family. We talked about the situation. If there was a mistake made, somebody asked me to correct it, I did. You sent your friends after me from all over the country. Don't take another call from her, Brand. We're not going to put up with this all night long. This isn't the guy, the burn victims' family night. This is not going to be the way we do the show. Listen to me. You people attack me like crazy. Your friends, Miss Marine Lady, the stuff that your boys went after me and attacked me is beyond the pale. And you know what? Nobody can see his face. You guys are just going after low-hanging fruit. I can't imagine you guys went and called Channel 9 and made phone calls the way you did and made threats. They showed his face. So, anyway, let's move on to another subject.
All right. So, we know there's activity going on in the city, that the mayor is making
They keep calling me. I'm not taking it down. So, make sure you think about it before you call back.
we are aware. I insure a lot of property in this city, so people call me and tell me what's going on.